Hey everyone. I was going to show you how to use your drawing software so you can do your math and answer questions and um, for your tests, especially being able to answer questions and save your responses and submit them to me through Canvas. And it's important that you know how to use the software. So I'm going to show you some of the software here. Let me share my screen with this. So first one, this is Sketchbook from Autodesk, and I'm on a Mac, and so Autodesk Sketchbook. This is free. I know there's probably purchasable versions that have more features, but I don't really need them, so I just use the free one. Um, if you're on a PC, you could use MS Paint, which works well, and that's really easy to use. Or you can use this one, which takes a little more learning, but let me explain how this works. So first of all, let me get rid of this fancy dancy little cover page, and I'll get a new page, okay? And if I'm gonna write, I gotta move that little screen, which you can't see. So over here is my pens, and I can get there by, I can turn them on and off with this. So I'm using my stylus on my pen just to click on and off. And you can use a pen, a brush. I don't really know what these are, a pencil. I just use the pen. And I click here to adjust the thickness, and I found a thickness of 3 seems to work pretty good. No idea what the advanced stuff does, and I don't care. And opacity means if it's 100%, you can see it. You cannot see through your writing. You can change it if you want to be able to see through it. If you're doing artwork, that's probably important. For precalculus, probably not important. Okay, so I got my pen, and I can write on the screen, Control Z to undo. I can change colors down here. This thing is called I don't remember, Launchpad or something like that in this software. I can click on it and stretch over to green, and now I can write in green. And I can go and I can do blue. If you want to do a color, you got these little palette things which you can move around. I stick mine in there, but I can click in the blue. And now I can say, oh, I want this color blue, and I want it to be kind of partially gray. There we go. So now that's my color blue. So you can use this to change to any color you want. You select it on the outer ring, and then you select if you want all color or you want all black. Up here's all white. Up here's in the middle. So you have a gazillion different shades to pick from. Well, that's an unattractive color. Okay. I want to erase that stuff, so I'm going to click here, go like this, and I can hit delete, and it erases. But you got to get rid of this window, and this little key here gets rid of that selection window. Okay, so if I want to write an equation, sigma from I equals 1 to 8 of 5i plus 4, there it is, and we can do some math. We can write whatever equations we want on here. And the eraser is over here. I believe this one is the eraser. So I can erase, but it takes a long time. So again, I erase with the box, and I highlight it, and I just hit delete. And that's about it. So let's write a bunch of stuff. Now notice I can't write right now because after I got rid of the box, I have to select my pen tool again. And I hate this color, so let me go back to blue. So let's say here's one of Newton's equations of motion, which you don't need to know, but my background is in physics, so I'll use that as an example. And let's see if I can remember how to do this. You might have a whole bunch of stuff all over the page and you want to move something. Okay, I think we go there. And then we hit the space bar. There we go. Space bar, and now I can move that. Oh no, that's the whole page. I gotta be inside. Nope, I don't remember how to move it. There's a trick to moving it. And it's not like this, because that only moves that. I thought it was here. I don't remember. You'll have to watch a YouTube video if you want to move stuff. I never seem to have to do it. Sorry, I failed you. So you'll have to figure that out. If you go to YouTube and you put a sketchbook tutorial, and I'll post a sketchbook tutorial on Canvas, it will show how to do all the features on here. All of these things up here, I never use any of them. I do use the lasso tool though, because if I want to, oops, stop it, hit escape. So I just want to move, oh, dang it. Okay. I want to move that much. This one I can move. So I'll click on the move ring. The outer ring is the move. This one is going to let me rotate it. And this one will let me resize it. And what's this top one do? Shrink it vertically or horizontally. So when I use the lasso tool, I'm able to move things easily. That's how you do it. To get rid of this little doodad, they have a special name for it. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's doodad. You can click on the X, or you can hit escape and go back. If you don't want to go back, so I'll do this again. I'll go around. Once I'm there, I can, so I'm pressing down. Let me explain how I'm doing it. So my stylus is over the tablet. I press down and I'm keeping it down and I'm drawing a line around it. Once I'm there, I can let go and it will fill in the rest of it. And now I can move it and hit the X and it's going to stay. So that's how you can move stuff around on the page if you want to do that. Any of these other features down here, any of these other features up here, I just don't use them. I'll get rid of that. If you want to draw a line, you can do that. I just tend to forget about that. And so when I have to draw axes, so I got to click it again to get rid of it. When I want to just draw axes, I'm just going to use the pen. So I got to turn that off, turn the pen on. I'm just going to do that. And I don't care if they're straight or not. So I don't use that thing very much at all. I don't use the color wheel. This thing is for artists. If you want a specific color, you can do that. I don't use that at all. I tend to use yellow or green, red, blue. And if I need to get a special color because I want to highlight something, I might do that. But yellow doesn't show up very good on a white background. So that's about the extent of what I do with Sketchbook when I'm teaching and when I'm using it for math. But when I'm done, if you want to submit this for a grade, you either need to use some kind of screen capture thing. If you're on a PC and you have Office, you have the snipping tool. And so you could highlight the area you want to save. I have one that, I don't think it'll show up on here, but I have one here that I can use to take a screenshot. But because we've done it in this software, I can go over here to File and Save As, and I could save it as an image. And you see it saving it as a TIFF. Please save it as a JPEG. It will save a lot of space and won't be as difficult for you to upload. You give it a file name, you give it a location on your computer, and so I'll stick it there. And then when I save it, it's going to save that JPEG there, and then I can go into Canvas and pull that into the test to submit my answer for this question. So this is how you use Sketchbook. Let me show you how to use OneNote. OneNote is a fantastic program that you should use all your time in Siena. It is a great way to keep track of things and keep track of notes and whatnot. So here's OneNote. And you have a section here and you have a page. And so I can go here and call this play math notes. And maybe I add a new section because this section, let's see, rename. These are my assignments for math, the only important class you have, obviously. Whoops, I don't want to delete. I'll rename this one to be physics, and maybe you add one because you have econ. So each one of these books has pages in it. So here there's one section for math notes. Maybe this is exam 1, and maybe this is exam 2. You can grab them and move them around if you want. And in physics, you can have homework and labs, and you can do lots of stuff. This thing automatically saves, so you don't have to save. And if you have OneNote on one computer and you have OneNote on the other, as long as you're logged into the same account name, how do you see that? Well, I'm logged into Microsoft because this is part of Office 365. So as long as I'm logged into my Microsoft account, this OneNote will appear on every computer that I'm using as long as it's present there and they have Office 365. So I have this on my desktop computer, and I also have it on my laptop, which I'm using down here in the basement. So I can use it there. Now, there's a draw tab. So this is where you could do your work on for your math. I'll pick a pen, and I'll pick a thickness, and I'll choose a color. And now I can, that's probably too thick, so I'll go a little thinner. Still probably too thick. Yeah, well, so I could use that. So I could write my equations, and I can fill this page and blah, 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 do whatever I want. Now, the problem with OneNote is I can't go to File and Save As. There's no Save As because this automatically saves. I could save it as a PDF, but it's going to save every page into that PDF, which does not work very well. So if I want to take this and I want to use it and submit it for my test for problem number 6 or whatever, you have to have some sort of screen capture thing like the snipping tool, or in this case, I have this thing, which is called, I don't really know, but I can click it and it'll highlight an area, and I can click enter. Let's see if you hear the camera sound. There you go. You know it's real if there's a camera sound. And then now I've saved this whole screen as an image. I can do it again, and I can resize it, and you'll see when that image appears at the bottom how it's been resized. So there we go. Maybe this little piece is my answer. Camera sound. And now you see my image. I don't know if you can see it down there. Is smaller. Probably can't. So I'll show you what the images look like. So I had to use this thing to get my work from here into an image that I can upload to Canvas. So that's the disadvantage with this. A drawing program, you know, these things are the same in Microsoft Paint. Microsoft Paint, you can go to File and Save As, and you can save it as a JPEG, and boop, there it is. You're done. You use it. You send it to Canvas. If you use Sketchbook, like I showed you, you can save that as a JPEG and submit it as your answer. If you want to use this, you got to have some other tool to save the image. So you need to think about this. I would recommend you use this for your assignments and keeping track of everything that you do at Siena. And you could use it to show your work for your tests. Or you use something else and you just use this to keep organized at Siena College. Because certainly one of the challenges you're going to face at Siena is staying organized. And this is a great way to do it. This is a great tool to use, and it comes with Office 365 if you have that. So let me lastly show you, let's see, how do I do this? Can I do my desktop? I can just do my desktop. Okay, so now you can see this, and if I go here to my iCloud and screenshots, here's my image. So this was what I saved. Okay. And then I used the screenshot tool and I saved this one instead. So it's a smaller image. It's only this part, all this junk up here is the image sharing, this thing here, the image preview thing that's built into Macintosh computers. So the image is only from where it says Thursday, this white area here is what I would submit for my question on the test. So let me know if you have troubles with this. If you have other drawing software you want to use that's not Microsoft Paint or OneNote or Autodesk Sketchbook, great. I really don't care what you use, as long as you can do this and write on the screen and save an image, and you're able to submit that image through Canvas. That's what's really important. You can use any piece of software you want. I've had students use PowerPoint and draw on PowerPoint and save the PowerPoint page. I think you can save it as an image. And they've done that. Or they did a screenshot or something. You can do that. There's a lot of pieces of software that'll do it. You don't need to get my approval to do it. You just need to be able to say right on the screen and save your work as a JPEG and save it somewhere on your computer. As long as you can do that, your software is going to work great. Okay? If you have any questions, please email me, come to office hours, and I'm happy to help you work this out. Okay? Awesome. Then I will see you later. Bye.